Hey everybody, I'm Todd Banner. Welcome to my channel. Well, I got a comment, and it's actually a question, and I don't want to come off as flippant or, snarky. Somebody asked, and I've seen this question on photo forums. I see this all the time, and the question is this: when will fill-in camera manufacturer, Canon, Nikon, Sony, Panasonic, OMD, Fuji, whatever, when will this model camera camera model X, Mark Y coming up, where Y equals 2, 3, 4, whatever. And the thing is, nobody can answer that question with a very select few individuals. And those are the individuals who are in manufacturer's employ, who are involved in the next iteration of whatever camera you're interested in. And I see this question on photo forums, and it's just if you want to ask that question, go ahead. But nobody in a photo forum is going to know the answer. If they say they do, they really don't. I mean, you could go to the rumor sites and look at what they're saying, and sometimes there's leaks. And when there's a leak and it's accurate, you got to ask yourself if maybe it's an intentional leak, because it's possible a manufacturer wants to freeze people, so put out a little leak about what's coming, and they don't want them going to a competitor. Maybe. Nobody in the employee of a manufacturer, no engineer, nobody involved in the design of the product, is going to tell you the answer to that question, because they want to keep their job. When I was a sales rep, I sold digital imaging systems for basic biomedical research, including 10 years of Fujifilm medical systems. I can tell you we got about 3 months notice on something new coming along. And as that time progressed, we would get details on what that was. And it was made very clear that this was not to be shared with customers, not to be shared with anybody outside the company, because, you would lose your job. You'd get fired. So, like I say, if you want to keep asking this question, okay, you're not going to get an answer. If you're watching Lumix Live with Sean Robinson and some of the Panasonic folks, you know that in the chat, inevitably somebody says, when are you going to come out with, an LX100 Mark III? Right here. Great little camera. And the answer is always, I don't know. And if I did know, I wouldn't be telling you, because I like my job. It's true. There are some videos on YouTube now talking about the LX100 Mark III. They're clickbait. I watched one of them a couple of weeks ago, talking about new features, and all this was a rehash of what's already on this existing camera. I mean, it was just put up with an AI voiceover to generate clicks and generate income. It had no useful information at all. If you want to waste 10 minutes of your life watching those videos, because I'm sure that's not the only one, be my guest. But chances are nothing in those videos is going to be accurate, and it's just going to be misleading, because it's just talking about a camera that already exists. Furthermore, given the way things are going with tariffs in the economy, we're not going to be able to afford a new model of this anyway, right? This was $800 brand new. It ain't going to be $800 with tariffs. I can tell you that. It's going to be way over that. Are you really going to spend that amount of money on a little compact camera like this? I suppose if you're going to do that, make sure it says Leica on it, right? So, it's just something that I wanted to comment on, because I don't have any special knowledge with any of the camera manufacturers on what's coming. We can surmise. I think you could flip a coin on whether they're going to update this camera. Maybe, maybe not. What I think probably is more likely, they're going to come out with something that directly competes with the Canon PowerShot V1, something more vlogging style camera. Not something that I'd be really interested in, but hey, raises another point. What is wrong with this camera? I mean, there are a few things wrong with it, but what is really wrong from you going out with this existing LX100 Mark II and getting great images. Nothing. This still produces great images. So, you probably want to dispense with the hopium, concentrate on what you have, and go out and use it. So those are my thoughts on this. I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, but I just felt compelled to comment on this because I see that question all the time, and I just think, why are you asking that? So, what's your take? Feel free to leave a comment down below. I try to get to those as soon as I can. This was useful, interesting. You liked it, pop that thumbs up button. That is a big help to me with the algorithm. And I also have a link to buy me a coffee down in the description. So if you're feeling generous, you can buy me a coffee. I'm Todd Banner. I will see you next time.